Whoa! Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cup of Joe show. I'm Joe, that's Jeremy, coming to you on a Tuesday. What? It's crazy. It's craziness. You guys don't care. Alright, anyway, we have a few movies to review. We're a little behind, so, winter, we got a bit of a storm. Not as bad as it could have been, though, so...
At least we're not in Boston.
Exactly, so, yeah. I bet you they feel deflated over there. Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Anyway, you've heard enough of that, so we're going to talk movies. Movies, all right. We've seen a couple. Let's jump on the one that's been making headlines for a bunch of different reasons. We saw American Sniper.
Separately,
yes.
But we both saw it.
Separately. Thanks for adding that, because that was necessary. Anyway. I saw it with Jason, and the theater was packed. It was packed.
Yeah. I saw it on a Sunday morning at 11:30, and it was packed.
And it was packed, really?
Yeah.
Was it the big theater? Was it Theater 10?
Yeah, it was Theater 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Sunday morning, 11:30.
That's insane.
I got there like 10 minutes early, too, and I could barely find a seat.
Wow. That's insane. Yeah, I got there 25 minutes early. Took your advice going to Dino's earlier, which ended up being the right move. And, they were just like, there's the line for American Sniper. And I'm just like, what? I'm here 25 minutes early, and then it was a mad dash. Texas Jason, I'm just like, I'm on the end, just find me. And, we're like, you know how we joke around saying, oh, we're right here, when there's like two people in the theater. Like, I literally had to be like, Jason! Yeah, it was bad. So anyway, we'll get to that later, how many people have seen that movie. But, I guess, speaking of the quality of the film, it was a very well done, very solid film. Bradley Cooper was really good in it. Again, well, this is my opinion. He'll give you hers. He'll give you hers. He'll give you his. Anyway, he was solid. It was very well done. It was intense. A very interesting story. And I think overall a very well done film. Basically, the one review I have is that it wasn't Zero Dark 30, and I love that movie, and it wasn't better than that, and so I don't think it should be. I mean, I don't have a problem with it being nominated for Best Picture, but like, I could have done without it in there and something else there in its place. So there you go.
Zero Dark 30 was better.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. I also agree that American Sniper, it is a good film. Bradley Cooper is Bradley Cooper, and he's a really good actor. And by that, I don't mean he plays like himself, as he kind of does in some other movies, but like he's Bradley Cooper as in he's a really good actor.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and the whole movie kind of rides on him and his performance and his story, and,
Getting text on the iPad. There we go. Isn't Apple great? Jeez, you get text everywhere. All right, anyway.
Yeah, but, at the same time, it's not quite this, like life-changing, like, holy, kind of awesome movie that, the hype machine has kind of turned it into. It's not like an 11 out of 10 kind of movie.
Right.
I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a really cool story. Clint Eastwood, directs the hell out of it. There are really cool scenes. There are times it's really tense. But the problem with it being based on a true story is, you kind of know how it's gonna end, even though somehow I managed to avoid spoilers beforehand.
Me too!
So.
Me too! I was an idiot. And then, like, when it ended, I was like, what? And, yeah.
Yeah, so in case some of you have also managed to avoid spoilers, let's not get into that, but...
For the two people that actually watched the show, yes. Absolutely.
One of them just texted me. Hi, Lauren. But anyway, So yeah, those are basically my thoughts on American Sniper, and we'll get more into the box office later.
Right, definitely. I guess moving on. We saw Whiplash together. All right, this is gonna.
We were both in the same theater
Yes.
at the same time.
One chair apart though. It's really comfortable to have like the one seat in between. We found that out like I don't know why we haven't been doing that for like ever.
Well,
It's so much more
Jerry does
comfortable.
that in one episode of Seinfeld, and that's
Okay.
that's way
I'm
back
with
in the '90s.
I'm with you.
But then it backfires because somebody sits in between them. I forget who it is. It might be Banya, but,
it probably is
but
Banya.
somebody sits between them.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry. Anyway, with Whiplash, starring Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons, J. Jonah Jameson, if you don't know, and Miles Teller's gonna be Mr. Fantastic, which the trailer actually just came out today. But anyway, this was I really like this movie, and I guess as an entire movie, it wasn't like that impressive. I thought as a movie, it was solid. It was like really good. I think the acting was good. I think Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons were both phenomenal. I think they were phenomenal in the film. I don't think it's a Best Picture. I don't think it's got a shot or anything at winning Best Picture. But like for me personally, I loved the hell out of this film. And it was so cool. First of all, I'm a sucker for drums. I love Drumline. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. I think it's a very underrated movie. But anyway, I'm a sucker for drums, and I think this movie's intense. I just loved it, and the ending is like one of the best endings of the year for me. To me, it was honestly, it was breathtaking. It blew me away. My jaw dropped, and I'm like so probably overrating this for you if you're gonna watch it after that. But like, I
Don't worry, I'll bring them down.
Yeah. Jeremy's gonna bring it down. But like me personally, I loved this movie, and I will definitely buy it when it comes out because I just loved it.
My turn?
It's all up to you. Yep, it's all you.
Okay, well, just to address this right off the bat, J.K. Simmons knocks it out of the park. He's absolutely fantastic. I've liked him ever since Spider-Man. He's good in a lot of things, a lot of nerdy things that I appreciate, like the Legend of Korra TV show and Portal 2, the video game, but that has nothing to do with anything. I just like the guy. He's got a cool voice, and he really shows off his acting chops in Whiplash. Now that said, I enjoyed the movie. It was well done. It was well acted. I mean, it's mostly Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons. They're the two main people, and J.K. Simmons' character was. I liked it that he wasn't black and white. He wasn't a complete like villain. Like you totally understood where he comes from toward the end of the movie. He sits down with Miles Teller's character. And they kind of talk things, and you totally see where he's coming from. But the problem that I had with the ending is, I expected it to end like before the. Massive spoiler warning, but I'm just gonna get into it. I expected it to end like before. What was his Neiman? That was Miles Teller's character's name. Almost just walks out. He embraces his father, and I'm like, okay, good. Like he's walking away from J.K. Simmons and his mind games. Like he grew up, he learned his lesson. He's not going to cave into that. And then he goes out, and then he drums and just completely gives himself over to that. And in doing so, J.K. Simmons wins, and he's the bad guy of the movie. And I just felt like Neiman lost, and I mean the drum solo is amazing, and it's really and that's cool and all, but maybe I'm just interpreting it the wrong way, but that's the way that I took it. So I couldn't like get into it, and I couldn't be like that proud of him because I just think that the ending would have been better if he had just walked away. So those are my thoughts.
That's a really interesting take on the movie that I never even thought of. I think that you know, how you, I guess basically how you, I think you could interpret it to kind of your life. I think that people that enjoy the movie and enjoy him actually going over the top. See, I interpret it as that he beat him,
Mm-hmm.
or I mean, at least like met his level, like literally
Not
like
quite my tempo.
or he, fantastic. Oh my god. But like he blew him away on the biggest stage. He actually blew away J.K. Simmons, and in my opinion, won because now he could. I feel like if he walked away and gave up, he would have stopped drumming.
Mm-hmm.
And he loves drumming, and I think he had to get over the top and beat J.K. Simmons. And I think by after J.K. Simmons tried to sabotage him, which was so evil. I mean, but so did Miles Teller. So, not to say that like Miles Teller was wrong in doing what he did, but anyway, see Whiplash, okay? But like I just feel like the like competitor in me would have been so like that movie would have just fallen off for me if it ended with him walking away from it. You know, the fiery competitiveness in me made that ending awesome for me because I mean I've had coaches, no one like that. My coaches, like my gosh, it'd be like cupcakes compared to that guy. But like in my
drill sergeants are cupcakes.
that's
compared to
true.
that guy.
That is so true. So like I mean I've had that. So I think I I very much related to it because you know I mean I've had coaches yell, I've had yellers, I've had you know like so. For me, I think he achieved what he wanted to do, and I interpreted that he doesn't even need him anymore because the audience has seen what he's capable of, and he has made it. I mean that's how I interpret it. I'm not saying that you're wrong though.
No,
That's a difficult. That's
I totally understand your viewpoint, and I
Yeah.
can, you know, I understand seeing it that way, and you know, I won't see any issues with that. I mean,
Right.
it's just I think the two of us interpreted it differently.
right. I totally understand your way. I mean, like I said, I mean, as you were sitting here, like I'm sure I'm gonna if I watch this later, I'm gonna see my face go like, like you know, because I didn't think of it that way because I think at the same time we're both right, and maybe that makes the film even better. Who knows?
Now
But
that's a thought.
yeah, no, that's a thought. But like for me personally, love the movie. But what did you like the movie still, or did the ending just like kill it? For
No, the
you?
ending didn't kill it for me
Alright.
because I mean, in a way, it's kind of the way I interpret it. It just makes it a dark ending,
Okay,
which
gotcha.
isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Right.
But I just felt that the movie was building toward him like walking away from it, you know. And there's an earlier scene where he literally physically attacks J.K. Simmons.
No, that's
So
true.
it's like,
That's true.
all right, I thought there was going to be a point, and you know, he breaks up with his girlfriend, and it's just you know his life is falling into chaos and everything because
True.
of drumming.
True.
So I thought it was just going to build toward him walking away from
That's
it.
true.
But that's
I get
just
it.
me.
I totally get it. I'm very interested to get your take. Call me interested. All right. So, I guess since we really don't have a lot of time left, let's just. You want to just quickly get into the box office? Can we just talk about it in general?
Sure.
Instead of like you like having to go through like every single thing.
Yeah.
So go for it.
All right. So basically, I'm not going to bother talking about any other movie that's come out. American Sniper. It's. I don't know any other way to put it other than what it's doing is absolutely impossible. Like, it literally does not happen. Like, for an R-rated movie, it opened to 89 million, which is the second highest opening ever for an R-rated movie behind just The Matrix Reloaded. And, you know, when predictions coming into the weekend were, you know, at 50 million at best, so it almost doubled that, and then you know, in its second weekend, it fell just 27 or 28% to 64 million, which again does not happen. That is impossible. Like, and it had, I'm pretty sure I saw this statistic on Box Office Mojo or wherever, but like that's the best drop ever for a movie that's opened over 80 or 85 million. So, and its second weekend was higher than you know some massive blockbusters like you know The Dark Knight Rises or The Hunger Games or It's weird to put Alice in Wonderland in huge blockbuster class, but that movie was big.
Yeah.
So it's already over 200 million. It just surpassed that. So it's going to be the highest grossing movie of 2014 because technically it is a 2014 movie. It was released on Christmas in 4 whole theaters. I think 350 is probably going to happen. I think 400 million has a chance, and with this kind of box office, it wouldn't surprise me to see the Academy just cave in and just throw Best Picture at it, because that's the kind of thing I think they might do. Or it depends on what kind of mood they're in. Maybe they'll just be contrarian and just give it to like the lowest grossing. I don't know.
Right.
But
Whiplash. There we go. All right.
I'll be rooting for The Imitation Game. But
we'll have to talk about that. Yeah, I'm sure we'll have some Oscar episode which you'll just sit there and not speak because you're above it. But I forget.
Even though I just brought the Oscars.
Yeah, true. I forget who I told. I was just like, Jeremy thinks he's above the Oscars, and they're just like, he thinks he's above the Oscars. I'm like, yes, he thinks he's above the Oscars, and they're just like, huh. And I wish I could remember that conversation. It was interesting. It was interesting to see that person's reaction to it. I don't remember who I was talking to, but anyway, yeah, I think the American Sniper just hit on all cylinders. First of all, great job marketing team, because that was a fantastic trailer.
Absolutely.
Like, that was that trailer. I mean, I've listened to people who've just talked about that trailer. So, number 1, trailer. Number 2, Bradley Cooper. I think Bradley Cooper could. I think everyone loves Bradley Cooper, so I think he could definitely carry that movie. I mean, you have that going for it. Then you had the controversy come out about it. Then you had
Clint Eastwood.
You got Clint Eastwood, and I think controversy.
Also, putting America in the title helps.
Yeah, true, very true. So I think I had another point, but it's gone now. So basically, I think it was a combination of a lot of things, and man, did it hit! I mean, no one would think this movie would be like, oh yeah, number 1 of 2014, totally. And no one would think that. And it sounds like you're talking like it's a guarantee, and I don't disagree with you. Because I mean, you could more so see the opening week coming than to me. What was more shocking was the hold it had, honestly. Because I thought everyone would go out and see it and then just be like, okay, whatever. But it's bringing people back. That's crazy. So.
I'll say. And, it's also, I think it was a good time of year for it because there's there's no competition.
You're right.
It's easily going to be on top for 3, maybe 4 weekends.
You're totally right.
Wait, maybe it's 4th week going to be 50 Shades of Grey. Not sure. Well, 3 for sure.
Yeah, so it's huge. All right, anything else you want to hit on before we get to movies that came out? Do you just want to talk about Fantastic Four?
Yeah, I'd rather just talk about that.
All right, Mordecai came out. Don't see it. No one has, so fine. Anyway, Fantastic Four trailer came out, and I kind of had the same reaction to that as the Ant-Man trailer. It was just kind of like, huh. And that, I don't know, I felt like it just didn't really show anything. And that movie's getting closer and closer, and I just feel like there should be more out. Personally, that's me.
Well, based on the trailer, it seems like they're going for a somewhat more serious interpretation of things than the other 2 movies. Which
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think so. I like the cast. I like everyone who they've put into the roles as the Fantastic Four. All talented young actors and actress. So. I mean, there's potential there. I still love the character of the Human Torch. He's just cool, and Michael B. Jordan's a really good actor. So that's cool. And yeah,
I agree. I am excited to see it. The trailer just didn't do anything for me because, like you said, I mean, this cast is. I think it's going to be a really good cast, and I think by that alone means it's going to be at least a solid movie. We hope great, but who knows? It's a Fantastic Four. All right, guys, that's all we got. See you next week.